Welcome to Waking Up, Ann and Shell.
I love like you
What?
you say your name so southern.
I do.
Sean. It's
I
Sean. It's not
It is so
Sean.
bad. It is.
It's
I.
not Sean. Because it is Sean.
Mm-hmm.
It's but you
Yeah.
say, well, Anna and
Shown.
Sean.
Shown.
Like, what is that?
I introduced myself to someone the other day, and I had to say it like 3 times, and they were like, "Wait, what? Shaw? Shaw? No. Oh God.
Sean. I like you get Sean. It is in a
Shown.
totally different place in your like mouth.
But it's multiple syllables.
Sean.
Shown. Yeah,
Sean.
exactly.
Sean. I'm Sean.
Shown. Oh God.
It's
Wait.
like you wash things. You wash
I
wash
do
things.
worse things.
You do
Yes,
not
that's
wash
correct.
things. It's wash. There's no R in it. You.
I washed clothes yesterday, and they're still stuck in the dryer.
I fucking hate you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Waking Up. I am Anna, and this is Sean.
Sean.
Sean, my
Sean.
co-host. And this is where we talk about religious deconstruction, mental health, and
How to pronounce names correctly.
apparently, and all things that is life, I guess.
Yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. So let's get through our disclaimer. And Sean chose the topic. I'm gonna just keep saying like
I did. You're just gonna keep saying my name. Eventually, it'll lock in, right? Sean.
And naked. By the way, he doesn't say naked. He says naked.
Naked. Yeah.
Naked. I'm like,
Naked.
no, it's not
Nekkid.
naked. I'm like, it's not naked. It is naked. Anyway, all right, here on Waking Up, we're not here to bash anyone's religion or faith. We think religion and faith are beautiful things when done in a mentally and emotionally healthy manner. Sean and I are not any licensed professionals. We are not mental health professionals. We are not certified in anything. This show is all about I guess entertainment, educational purposes.
Educational content only.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. It's our own opinion. It's editorial
Yes.
comments only. It's our own personal opinions, our own personal beliefs, and our own personal experiences. However, if you do need professional help, those who are certified and licensed in the mental health field, we do have some information that can help you get in touch with resources that can help you through all of that are legally allowed to do that. So please contact us on our Discord, and we will be happy to provide that information. Hello, Asta.
Hey, Esther.
Sean and I both grew up in the Carolinas in the late 90s, early 2000s, which was the right time of purity culture. And we both grew up Southern Baptist, which for those of you who aren't aware, Southern Baptist is a conservative evangelical denomination of the Protestant faith. Some of us got out sooner than others.
Some of us stayed in it a lot longer than others.
But
A
the damage is still done. The damage
Yes.
is still there, and we do what we can. And that's what we call deconstructing and healing. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
Sean chose this topic. It
I
was not
did.
me. Thanks. Have a nice day.
Yes, I chose this topic.
However, this topic is better than the 3 topics he suggested beforehand.
I did. I picked 3 topics, and I said you choose one, and she was like, I don't think.
I literally responded with, "Are you sure these are the topics you want to talk about?"
Sure was capitalized, which is that is Anna's way of saying you do not want to.
I literally said that later. He was like, "Well, now maybe not." I was like, "You are not ready to hear what I have to say about these topics." And he goes, "Okay, maybe we should do something lighter." I was like,
do something else.
and Jay said, "That's Sean's way of going abort."
Exactly. That's right. Evasive maneuvers.
He was like, "Does he want to commit emotional unaliving?" I was like, I can't say that word but I was like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. So today's topic. It took me a bit to come up with this one. I'm all over trying a bunch of different topics and finally.
Had a good therapy session Friday. It felt like progression. Saturday, I broke down. I mean, well, that's good. Like, I mean, I'm glad that you made progress. I know that it's hard on the next day, what do we call therapy hangover, especially when you have a bunch of breakthroughs or progress in your healing. It feels like you have been run over by a truck. And I totally understand that, but I am glad that you made progress. And I'm very proud of you, Asta. So good job. Awesome.
Yes.
Even though you probably feel like crap and it doesn't feel great right now. I mean, I don't know where you're at emotionally, but I'm going to guess that you feel like crap. But that's good. It's like resetting a bone. Sometimes you got to break it and it feels like crap and then it will feel better. So,
yeah.
All right, Sean, go ahead with your topic.
All right. So our topic today, we're reaching way far back into our youth.
I changed your title, by the way.
I love my title.
No, your title was dumb.
It was a great title. Oh, okay. I mean, that is a pretty good title. You're right.
What?
My title was 14 Going On Forever. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cute. But yes, okay, your terms and conditions you didn't read. Yeah, that is a pretty good title, though. I will give you that. Yes. Mm-hmm. You have good titles. So
I'm emotionally struggling. I understand, Asta, but thank you for being here then.
Yes.
Thanks. So I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
All right.
All right. So today we're talking about the things we read, the pledges, the agreements, the purity rings, the things that we signed up for, that we agreed to before we even had a clue what exactly we were signing up for, any idea of who we were and whether or not we actually wanted to agree to that thing. But we weren't even old enough to know who we were and what we wanted, and we were asked to agree and to like adopt something as our identity and commit to it. And not just for a little bit. It was for life. Like pretty much everything was for life. So that's the stuff we're talking about. All the stuff that we're told and committed to when we weren't old enough and had any identity enough to fully agree to it. So yeah, did we even get a vote? Was there even a discussion? No, there was not. I'm thinking back.
I'm just gonna let you twist in the way it is, fine.
I know. You enjoy let me do a little twisting.
This is your topic. I'm letting you take.
It is.
I'm letting you take the lead.
It is my topic. I'm thinking back to the stuff that I thought about and agreed to, and how young I was. Like I remember like middle school even, where I was so gung-ho believing certain things and like making it part of who I thought I was, because that's what I was told.
Like what?
Oh God. So some of the things that I agreed to, because this isn't just some things I agreed to or believed, not just that believed about myself, but believed about life in general, was like being gay and what that meant for people and what that was like and whether that was acceptable. It's in a way that was kind of an agreement. Like I would never, that's not who I am. I could never, that would never be me. Yeah, which is funny because like 40 years later, I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm bi.
At least for all us use dare.
Yeah, dare. Yes. Yeah, that
fucking
was a big
dare.
Dare was a big thing that was pushed on us back in the day. That drug.
Thank you, Nancy Reagan.
Right, exactly. For anyone that doesn't know, drug resistance education, drug
awareness and
Awareness. That's
resistance
what I was like. What a
education.
word? A word. Yeah, drug awareness, resistance education. That was massive propaganda. That
Just say no.
was ever just say no. Yeah. The funny thing, Dare made us think that everywhere we looked, every corner we turned, someone was going to be offering us illicit substances, and it never happened. Never. The few times where someone ever offered it, it was like I was like, no, I don't want to, and they're like, okay, cool. There was never no one ever pushed anything. The thing that was pushed more often on me was religion. That was the pushers were the religious people. People that use illicit substances were always like, you know what, that's cool, no problem, and walk away. That was a complete reversal of what we were told was how life is.
Yeah.
So
Well,
funny how it's the opposite.
Just even like, how old were you when you first got saved and baptized? 10? I was 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was young.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Young.
I thought 10 was young. You said 9. I was like, oh,
9.
all right. Yeah. You're single digits.
I was.
Yeah.
And it
Didn't
was
we even?
no.
Because
That was
that
just
was
what
the
you did.
first. That was the first full commitment. Big. That was the lifelong commitment. Do you accept Jesus into your heart and all the things that comes with it? We weren't told all the things that came with it.
Like that was like some like you wanted to be like everyone else. Everyone was telling you it was this wonderful thing and that God will love you. God will take care of you.
Mhm.
Like you'll get to heaven, but the only way you'll get to heaven, like that was the other thing. The only way you'll get to heaven, good boys and girls accept Jesus Christ as their savior.
Yep. You're born again. And it was funny is all the terminology that was thrown at us that at that age we're just like okay, sure. It's expensive in here. It's pretty cheap. Yeah,
I'm
here
sorry.
it's expensive.
I don't mean to laugh at that ass time.
That is pretty funny.
If I recall, you struggle with some substance abuse in your past, so I did not mean to laugh at that, but yeah.
The difference between how things
Everything is
cost.
more expensive in the U.S. Asta. Healthcare, staying healthy is more expensive here in the U.S.
That's a whole other podcast. We could have a whole episode or multiple on that one.
Well, we're not gonna discuss the
No,
dumpster
that's not
fire
what
that
we're
is
doing.
our country.
That's a different podcast.
We're not getting into politics right now.
Yeah, no, that's no,
That's a totally different podcast. But I mean, okay, so back on topic. It's like, yeah, when I was 9, and then I feel like that just. Oh, and I was watching because I know I brought her up several times. But the YouTube channel Fundy Fridays. And I love that channel. It's all about Christian fundamentalism, and they do commentary deconstructing of that. And
did not know that.
nice. Okay, not nice. Okay, anyway, all right, sorry. My view on drugs is something totally different now that I'm an adult. But anyway. But like, you know, there's this movie called Jesus Camp, and it's on Hulu.
Yes.
And it was like Christian nationalism, which is happening again still in our country. But it was like when the part that they showed the clip of the movie and the part that they were saying the pledge to the Christian flag and the Bible, and I remembered every single word, and I was like, they got us so fucking early. Like, I didn't think anything of saying a pledge to the flag and to the Bible, and just listening to the words of that, I'm just like,
it was very cringy, it was very triggering. I had to pause. You warned me ahead of time. I remember you had said, hey, have you seen this? Okay, be careful. And I watch it, and I had to pause it multiple times.
They peddle to kids by saying that. Also facts.
Yes.
Also, I think for me, it was like when I got saved and I got baptized, I honestly, that was also the time where things were going really south in my home life, and well, more south than I don't know how more south it gets in the basement at that point. But I it was one of those things. So maybe as the black sheep, maybe I will be treated better. Maybe I will become the person, the child, maybe by getting saved, I'll become something that will be somebody that is worthy of love. Maybe if I do this, I'll be worthy of now having a better home life because the religious life was so pushed in our home.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got in trouble if we didn't want to go to church.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was forced to. I was told explicitly that I had to attend church as long as I lived under that roof. I had to attend church.
Sorry, there is a gnat flying in like, so if you see
Get
me,
it.
I'm trying. I'm like Mr. Miyagi and it's not working.
So you're not
No.
imagining stuff.
No, I am not imagining stuff. This is not a tick. There is a gnat and it is flying around. No, it's like I find
swinging.
Saved a really strong word. It is a really strong word, but that is how that is exactly what they called it. You were saved because you were getting saved from hellfire. You were getting saved. And as a kid, you were like, well, okay, I don't want to go to hell.
I don't want to burn for eternity. They were pushing these really strong concepts.
You can see my cat like right here.
Your kitty's in the window.
She's just like peering, like it's just right. It's weird. It's funny. I saw her turn her head. And I was like, "Why is that creepy?" My ADD is strong today.
She's watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, these huge concepts were pushed on us. You know when an adult looks at you and go, "You don't want to like burn for all of eternity, like forever, do you?" As a kid, no.
It was also very much pushed on us the good and the bad.
The black and white?
Yes, the very black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a sinner or are you a Christian?
Oh.
Like the good people were good. Do you notice how they were always termed as good Christian children?
Mm. Yes, absolutely. That was a whole phrase. That was what they said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the whole phrase. That was all lumped. The good Christian children all lumped together, and it was good or bad. It was very black and white thinking. You were saved or you were not saved. You were going to heaven or you were going to hell, and you had to be saved in a very specific way. You had to follow a very specific pattern to get there, and like. At that age, we have no idea. There's a reason the law says you have to be of a certain age to legally agree to something. Because at 10 years old, what kind of informed consent are we possibly capable of giving to something like this? To something that's going to govern our entire lives. And that was going to, like, it was fear. It was very fear-based.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, but there was they kind of they approached it two different ways. One was very fear based. At one Sunday you would get the whole fire and brimstone and damnation, and then the next week you would get the whole he died for you and he saved you and he's all these beautiful amazing things. It was weird. It's a crazy dichotomy between the two. But you really they would get you wherever you needed to be. That's one thing that I've come to realize is that a lot of times the approach was God is what you need at that time. Whatever side you need, whatever you're missing, whatever your home is like, God can fill that hole. Oh God, I need to choose my words better.
Phrasing, Sean.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yes, like I think I remember it was like I didn't have a choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was like either I didn't Well, first off, they don't talk about mental health. Like I was, and Asta was talking about, he said his foster parents said he was friends. Some people were made to be sinners. Um, and they were religious, but never because they would be ashamed. Like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't go to counseling until my stepdad was like, no, she needs help.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like 10. I was 10 or 11 or something. I was in a very, 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 very bad place. And now I know. First off, it was trauma, but second, it was also like genetic. There's a whole bunch of stuff that, brain wonderful genetics and brain chemicals. Like there's a lot of stuff that gets passed down. Who knew, from parent to child? But they never wanted to recognize that. And
Mm-mm.
going to a professional was never like it was just not done.
Nope, absolutely not. It was the same way for me. There was no. If you needed help, you either prayed about it, or you went to a church leader about it.
Yeah.
You didn't go outside of the church. You didn't go to counselors or therapists or any of that stuff. Just wasn't done.
And
So,
exactly the reason I do not want kids. And that's a choice.
mhm.
I mean, and that's a choice. It's one of those like, would I still have kids knowing what I know now? Probably. I love my children.
Mhm.
I don't regret having my children. Like
Mhm.
genetically, it was gonna be a crapshoot. Thankfully, there's still some shit that they got passed down that unfortunately, sorry guys, but I mean, but some people make that choice for themselves, and I think
Mhm.
that it's the whole and I really hate when they say, oh no, you'll change your mind, or oh, it's like, no, if you really think about it and go, this is not something that I want to inflict on another human being,
Mhm. Mhm.
pure out of my experience with my life. And that is absolutely respectable. I can respect that. And
Mhm.
I think that that is a very wise choice. Not that I think that you're a bad person. I think that you made that choice for yourself. And I think that you made that choice in going, I I need to deal with me, and
Mhm.
that's okay. Because I know, having it as somebody who has kids, it's a lot, and then you are literally responsible for not only yourself but now another human being. And and I respect that choice. If you don't want kids, don't have kids. It's okay.
Yeah, that always frustrated me. You'll change your mind. It'll be different. You'll like.
But
Am I
how
not
many
allowed
time
to?
in religion growing
Mhm.
up, that was just expected of us. That was just the path that we were supposed to take.
Yes, that was the other thing that we kind of unofficially agreed to, because it was what that we were guided into was you start dating, and you date to marry, and then you meet them and you get married, and then you have kids immediately, and then you're in the it, that was the pipeline. That was absolutely a pipeline that we never agreed to. That was never really presented to us, that this is how your life will go, but it was the expectation, because everybody kind of led you to that next thing. Oh, is this someone you can marry? Is this person you're gonna marry?
Go and
Is oh I can
multiply. Yeah.
Yeah, oh god, yes. The
But
go forth and multiply.
that's how any cult gets you.
Yeah.
They indoctrinate the adults. They indoctrinate an adult. They encourage the adult to have the kids. Then you have these young, impressionable children who don't know any different, and you raise them founded in whatever it is that you
Hmm.
believe in. And they grow up to again multiply and raise, and it's a cycle.
Yes. When you're raised in it, especially generationally, n- no one knows. There's a point, especially when it's generationally, where no one really understands what else is there, what else is out there. It's so ingrained from your earliest memories. Everything, this is what you do, and this is how you do it, and you just don't question why.
Right.
And the longer it goes on, the less you question why, because nobody else is questioning why.
And then
And
they ostracize you and shame you. It's not
the
just the
moment you
guilt you.
do, and the
Yeah.
moment, yeah. So that was it's a lot of what we I feel like we agreed to. A lot of what I agreed to was coercion. It wasn't like, are you making an informed decision? It wasn't like, have you thought about both sides? Have you thought about the multiple sides? Not just a binary choice. Have you really? There was never really that conversation about anything. It was a coerced, well, this is what you believe, and so this is just what you're gonna do.
Hmm.
And if I didn't, if I was like, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna do that, that's when the, like, the shaming comes in and the guilt, and like, well, why would you believe that? It's like, it's crazy that you would even think that.
I'm looking over the Hall of Fame of things we committed to at 14.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Why is that? You said I thought this was a light one. Okay, fuck you.
I mean, it kind of is. We
Yeah,
sort of,
it's lighter than the ones that you had. I mean, that's for damn sure.
exactly. It was
Mhm.
lighter. Her.
So it's like purity pledges,
Yeah.
spiritual gift tests,
Mhm.
denominations. And
When-
it wasn't just denominations. It was
Mhm.
it was I in my town. It was, did you attend First Baptist?
Yes.
And I attended. I'll say the name of the church. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I attended Shady Grove Baptist, which was outside of town. It was a little grassroots
Mhm.
church that eventually got bigger and bigger. But
Mhm.
yeah, were you First Baptist? Were you? Oh, and my grandmother grew up
Mhm.
Lutheran.
Oh.
And then she converted to Baptist. She then attended and converted over, and became Southern Baptist, but she was Lutheran, and that was just
Scandalous. That was
yes,
so
because
scandalous. Yeah.
Lutherans were so close to Catholicism.
Right, and Catholicism was a cult. In my church, it was Catholicism was a cult.
Yes.
Yeah, and so Lutheran was only like slightly apart from that.
Yes, and then it was
Yeah.
like Catholics. Oh, and we didn't even, because there was no people of the Jewish faith or
No.
Islamic
Not when I
faith
grew up,
in this. That was big city people.
Yes, because we both grew up more countrified.
Country,
City-fied.
small, very
small town.
small
town.
town.
Oh
Yes.
man, yeah, I grew up in small town. My first church was a very small town church.
Yes, and
And
so
it-
it was very much like you were judged on where you went to church.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. People knew that because it wasn't when we talk about Christianity, we're talking about U.S. Christianity, because like beliefs is very different in other countries. The U.S. is a very specific type of Christianity, and the belief system. And so growing up, it wasn't just, are you a Christian? The response that I love is when someone says, well, what are you? Meaning, what religion do you subscribe to? And the response is a denomination. I'm Baptist. Okay, that's not what I was asking, but all right. Because especially Baptist, we grew up not just Baptist, because there are multiple Baptists. There's Southern, and there's Free Will, and I think there's others too.
Free will.
I just triggered it,
The
didn't I?
Free Will Baptist.
Yeah. You don't associate with those Free Will Baptists. They are no.
We got turned
We're
away.
Southern
We got turned
Baptists.
away. Our youth group used to travel and perform at other churches. I
Yeah.
told this story before, but it's been years. But because the girls, we were told, we wore black pants and we all wore colorful shirts and we would sing, and that's like, we got turned away because the girls were wearing pants.
Oh my God,
That was the weirdest thing to me. I was like, what?
the sad part is that's not that weird in certain areas and with certain denominations. That is completely
No.
normal. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like,
that's crazy.
okay.
We're wearing
I didn't think that
not even
anybody-
shorts, pants.
Pants, slacks, and they weren't like tight
Yeah.
either. It was just
Yeah.
like they were
Yeah, exactly.
like I didn't think like, and that was my first I was like, they were Baptist. I didn't that was my first, when I was about 14 or 15, because I was in high school. But I was like, that was my first thing to going, there are people more conservative than us.
That was a whoa, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
my ex grew up Pentecostal, and I had the opportunity to I visited the church one time that she grew up in, and I was like, oh my god, okay,
But it's like that again. I look at my children, and they are about this age, like they're
hmm
about 14 and 12. They are. I'll tell this story that my oldest told me. She went on a trip, on a school trip, and because their group wasn't large enough, they were paired with another group from near Austin. It was a church school. They were paired up with a church school. Now my kids go to a public school, so they went to DC. And there was one time Nora was telling me, she was like, yeah, we were sat down and we got sat because we were all, eating together, doing all these things together. And these girls said, well, do you want to pray with us before we eat? And Nora, very politely, she's like, no, I mean, I appreciate you asking, but I'm not religious and that is not something I subscribe to, but you can pray, but that's not something I'm not
she
very
was
religious.
respectful.
She was very respectful because she was taught to be respectful.
hmm
She's also considered being Christian. Her and I have had multiple discussions, and I said, I don't care if you want to be a Christian, a Muslim,
hmm
a Jew. I don't care. I don't
hmm
care if whatever religion you want to follow, if that is what you feel you want to follow, I will support that 100% because that is your choice. I
hmm
made it her choice.
We were never given that,
No.
so you're a good mom when you're giving your child their
Oh,
choice
thanks.
for that.
But she says the look that they gave me, Mom, they were just like
Like you slapped him in the
snotty.
face.
Yeah, she's like, all right. Like, she's like, Mom, I was nice about it. I was like, it just,
Yeah.
she goes, I let it go. But I was like,
Yeah, when that is how you grow up, especially if you grow up in the church and then it's part of your school and it permeates all areas of your life, the idea that someone else might not want to participate in this ritual that you participate in
oh,
blows the mind.
Old Reformed Church is a strict church in the Netherlands.
Gotcha.
Hi, Miko.
Miko.
I know.
Oh.
I literally was just talking about you yesterday.
Oh.
I was.
hmm
Miko, was your ears burning? Um, but it's just my children,
hmm
I never pushed any of that upon them. But it was so different. Like when we discuss, especially with me and my kids, when we discuss the difference, and they ask me questions about my childhood, and I go, well, no, I wasn't allowed to date boys until I was like 16. And even then, it was like they had to go through my stepdad and all this stuff. And they're like, what? I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember.
And
uh,
how ashamed I felt just listening to regular music.
yes. Oh, that regular music
It was,
that's secular music. We don't listen to that secular music.
and tattoos.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Mm-mm.
As long as you're living under this roof.
Just in general, anyone with a tattoo was
Oh,
like anything that was
oh
different
yeah.
equaled bad. And I
Yes. Yes.
and that all is so when you're young is so impressionable. And
Yes.
it it sticks with you forever until you finally realize, well, shit. I'm still in therapy going, well, shit. And she goes, let me guess.
Yeah.
Your mom, your mom piped it at you, but the church reinforced it. I was like,
Yes. That was like the cyclical nature of the family and church, is that it wasn't just, you didn't just get it at church, you got it at home, and then home, like the married too, you were getting it all the time. Oh yeah, you got to fix that.
you're right.
hmm
Actually, I'm very glad you did that because like I have been working so hard, I'm like gremlining. So all right, I'll sit down. I
yeah,
don't have any water, so we're gonna have to hydrate through the
yeah, there's
beet
water in
juice.
coffee, right? There's
Beet
water in
juice, it's
coffee.
fine.
Yeah, we're getting it all the time from everywhere, and that it wasn't just that I was taught, um, we don't get tattoos. We don't do this. Or this is, it wasn't about us. It was actually about everyone. It wasn't that tattoos aren't something that we do. It was tattoos are bad. This thing is bad for everyone.
Yep.
And as a child, the way I processed that was not, well, that's okay, I'm never going to get a tattoo. It was, if you have a tattoo, you're bad. You're evil. Oh, you're going to hell cuz you use, trigger warning, your body's a temple.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I at least got the trigger warning out, though.
I know, but I never said that I was going to respond well to it. Cool,
Yeah,
I'm
but
going to
that's-
hell. Dude,
Yeah,
dude,
right?
same.
We all are.
Same.
Yeah, it's here.
I feel like the first time I made out with a girl, I feel like that was my cue that I was going to hell. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm a woman. I have 2 X chromosomes. I'm already going to hell.
that you already had a foot in the gate.
It's fine.
Yeah. But
You know what? Maybe that's why women like having their really hot showers.
they're just preparing.
we're just prepping ourselves. It's fine. Yeah.
yeah.
We gotta laugh. But like we got told who to be. And then because like you were saved at 10, I was saved at 9. That was young enough that you maybe have questions about it and question it for a couple years. But by the time you hit high school, hey, I take hot showers too. Say, we're all going. It's
See,
fine.
yeah.
It's fine. But by the time you got to middle school and high school, you learned not to question. It was
second nature.
it was strict obedience. And it affected because of all of like it is in those impressionable years. It wasn't the time when your brain was developing. It wasn't the time when you were trying to develop an identity. They gave you an identity. Like your stuff said, they just gave it to us. Here is what you are going to be. This is the person. Here is the like we've talked about this before too. Here's the list of things that you are going to do. Here's the list of the virtues and goal, like of the type of person that you need to be.
Yep.
So when you get to the point, if you ever get to that point where you start to deconstruct, when you start to question your faith, when you start to heal the trauma of religious trauma or whatever other trauma that you're unpacking, I know for me personally, I have had so many sessions where with my therapist where I go, I don't know. She's like, well, what? And I know you've said this before too, Sean. It's like, I don't know who I am.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want for my life. I don't know if this is good or bad. And when you also that's when you start going, quote unquote, wild. You start trying everything because you weren't allowed to try anything.
Yeah. And we didn't know moderation. I know I didn't. It wasn't like I just tried, like I just dipped my toe in it and tasted it. No, there was no moderation. So it was like all in.
Right.
I didn't know how to moderate.
Because that's what we were taught how to do it. Because
Everything
Christianity,
yes.
once you're a Christian, it was all fucking in. You're all in or nothing.
Full speed ahead.
Don't be the lukewarm Christian. So we don't know how. Sorry.
You got me.
My bad. My bad. You know what? That's payback. But it's like you didn't know how to do things in moderation because you were taught not. You were taught it was all or nothing, black or white. You weren't taught that there is a scale, that there is you weren't taught that you can like this, but you don't have to do all of it. You don't, you're not.
Everything was
So go ahead.
Everything was a full commitment.
Yes.
Everything that we decided was ordained by God, and it was a lifetime commitment. All of the things about our lives, all of our choices. Sorry, did I miss one?
Which then affects you in adulthood because then you can't casually date. You can't casually have
Nothing is
sex.
casual.
You can't have a job and then, a year later go, you know what, this isn't working out for me, and nope, you made a commitment.
Yeah. Everything was a massive choice.
Yes.
There were no, hey, I'm just going to do this, and if that doesn't work out, I'm going to do something else. No, you made a choice and you committed to it, and it was your life. It became everything. So to make a different choice, to make a next choice, just became a mountain, just practically insurmountable. It felt like, yeah. Um, they like to. Oh, okay. Here's one. Trigger warning. They People in the church when we're young, people in the church like to speak into our lives. They like to, you know, they like to tell us. You know how people, we talk. I think we talked about this last week or the week after. We're like, people will say you're strong, and you're like, yeah, maybe, but it doesn't mean I want to be. It doesn't mean like they will say things meaning for it to be a compliment, but it's not really a compliment. It's like it's not really what I am or who I want to be. That's what the church would do. Oh well, you have a spiritual gift. God's showing me that you have a spiritual gift of this thing, and they would begin pigeonholing us into whatever it is that someone in the church thought that we were supposed to be doing. Like missions. That was a big one. Prophecy, being able to speak. That was a big thing in my church, was speaking into everybody's lives.
They just, they just,
They didn't do that to you?
no, they just told me what to do.
Yeah, there you go.
I was a female.
You were. That's
church.
that
They
may be it.
just
You were a
told
female.
me
Yeah.
what to do. They're like, "Oh, you can sing. Okay, you're in charge of the youth group. Like, okay, you can teach. Okay, you're in charge of the mission groups." But don't, like, it was a whole. They just taught me what to do, and I just said, "Okay." Like, little did I know that was my black sheep, scapegoat, people pleasing, just trying to be worthy of somebody to notice me, but not too much.
No, it can't be. Yeah, give me notice too much.
No.
Notice just enough.
Just enough.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Did you get baptized? Did you get baptized at 9 as well?
I did. I actually just told my kids this story.
Really? Okay. See, look, it's.
I got saved, and they only did baptisms once a month because we had because filling the baptismal was like it's
a lot of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was above our choir. It was behind. It was by the choir.
Same.
That was very, very 80s, 90s
That was
setup.
Yeah, the big gap in between and the back wall.
Yes, and they covered it up with the thing, and they opened it up when it was time for baptismals. Well, I was supposed to get baptized with another like an adult, which that should have been a code, but we're not going there. That's a whole nother episode. But and they opened up, one of the deacons. It was a Sunday night, so it wasn't during Sunday, like during the day. They opened it up, and they realized that nobody filled up the baptismal, so there was like no water, and it was going to take like a couple hours to fill up this baptismal. So it was late summer. I remember because they were scrambling, and somebody that lived near the church still had their pool open. And so I'm sure my parents were there because I was young and not driving. I'm sure whether it was my grandparents or my grandma, or I don't know. Somebody drove me there. We all drove to this house. Mm-hmm. And again, in the country. So it was like they had a lot of land. So it's not like don't think suburban neighborhood, think house with a pool. And and it was cold.
Oh, always, yeah.
It was.
They don't heat those things.
Well, yeah, but it was a pool in late autumn, August, early September. Like it was before. Yeah, so it was cold, and I remember being baptized and just like, yes.
Yeah. Oh my God, that sounds awful.
It was.
It's the chlorine. That's what baptized in chlorine.
But as an adult, And as somebody who is working through a lot of my trauma work, not only my family trauma, but my religious trauma, how deeply it permeated into my life and how I think and how I think about myself, how I approach
Hmm.
my life. Um, and then it got reinforced at home,
Hmm.
obviously,
Hmm.
among other things. But it just, I didn't learn, even though the church is so big on forgiveness
Hmm.
and grace and all of that shit. I didn't learn how to really forgive. I didn't, and
Ooh.
especially I didn't
Yeah.
learn the meaning of forgiveness and grace, especially when it came to myself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
We could learn how to forgive others because we were taught how to forgive others, aka let whatever bad thing they did go by and learn to gaslight yourself in thinking that that's okay because if they give you a decent enough reason you can sort of warp your mind into it. But we were taught we were bad. It was bad, and we were always bad.
Yes. From the beginning. And that forgiveness, was it even healthy forgiveness? Was it even like a legitimate?
No.
So yeah, like, do you remember being forced to forgive someone? Yeah. That would be a yes. Sorry.
Was I in the church?
Church, yeah,
Yes.
that was the thing the church did. If someone apologized, yeah, because this didn't affect us as adults. If someone apologized, we were forced to accept that apology, and then not just accept the apology, but to
Let it go.
let it go. Yes, exactly, just let it go. Because
It,
God did. So why shouldn't
yes.
we?
You forgave them, so it's no longer, it should no longer affect you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that's exactly
No,
how healthy
ma'am.
relationships. What
No.
that I did. That's why I learning to apologize is a recent learning how to apologize in a healthy way is a recent skill that I'm learning. And I do not accomplish it well all the time. Sometimes.
With help.
Sometimes. So sometimes with help, yes. Sometimes with yes. There's
Well,
often help
my
needed.
mom still thinks that way.
Yes.
My
Hmm.
mom still thinks that way. I said I'm sorry, and it's not even like accountability.
Mm-mm.
Like, you're not taught accountability. You're taught that it wasn't your fault. That was another thing as a kid. You're taught it's never anybody's fault. It was Satan's fault.
Satan, yes, Satan and his demons.
It was me because I was a bad person.
Yes. Hmm.
It wasn't my choice because I'm saved. I'm a Christian. It wasn't ever my fault.
Yeah.
I was led astray. You led me astray. Oh God, as a girl, I don't know how
Oh,
many times I was
wow.
like, it's my fault because I was I don't know. I was
You and your
breathing.
farts led people astray.
I know, apparently, because I don't know. And just anything about
Yeah.
me. It's just like we never taught how to, like, I, okay, I can forgive you, but that doesn't mean that there aren't consequences to
Hmm.
your actions.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you should forgive and forget. No, actually.
No, yeah, that is a very big fallacy that we were taught. The forgive and forget. Because you wanted to be godlike, and that's how that's what God does. He forgives and forgets. Does he though? um, but yeah, so we were taught to do that. As soon as someone apologized, we had to forgive, and then we had to forget it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. What actually got decided for you? Your theology was inherited, not chosen. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
arrive at your beliefs, you were handed them like a uniform.
Yep.
Your
Yep.
body's meaning was pre-assigned. What was it for, who it belonged to, and what made it dangerous or holy?
Ooh, yeah,
Your
absolutely.
emotions were sorted for you. This feeling is from God. That one is from the flesh. That
The
one is the
flesh.
enemy.
Oh, the flesh. That was a big one. Oh, that's the flesh talking. You have to defeat the flesh. The flesh is evil. The flesh is dark and it's Satan and you have to oh god, what was the phrase? You have to make the flesh submit.
I mean,
That again, different podcast.
oh, okay, all right, fine.
Eventually we need to have that. We're going to have that episode.
Your questions were managed. Doubt wasn't a healthy
Mhm.
developmental stage. It was a threat to be neutralized quickly. And your future was pre-mapped. Oh,
Oh, yes.
predestination.
Yes.
I know
Well,
the I know
that's
the
what we didn't
plans I
like.
have for you.
Oh,
That
you
was
got
the
it,
one.
Nut. Yep. Whenever someone says, whenever someone makes comments about plans, like I know the plan or I have a plan, that verse pops up in my head involuntarily every single time. Like, oh god,
Yeah, you use that phrase a lot.
it does happen a lot. Yes, it does. Hmm.
But yeah, like all of
All of
that. And it
hmm
was predestination. Like
That's why we didn't like Free Will Baptist because they didn't believe in predestination.
no, it was God has determined things for your life and you just need to figure out what it is.
Yes, because God. That's the funny thing that I've learned in my deconstruction is that God is very cryptic. Apparently, if you pick wrong, you're going to go to hell. But God's never going to tell you the right answer. He's going to let you guess and try to figure it out.
But he has a plan for you. He knows exactly what you're going to do when
Yes.
you're going to do it.
But you still have free will
Yeah, that
and
was always
you've
one
got
that
to
I always
figure it
questioned
out.
and nobody ever gave me an answer.
Oh, you know the answer that you know the answer they expect you to accept? You can ask God when you get to heaven.
Oh, that was never told to me. I was just like,
That was the one told to me all the time.
so I have, like, I literally went, so if God knows the plans he has for me, and God knows that I'm going to sin when I sin, like, because they would
Mhm.
used to say all the time, God knows when you're going to sin and when you're not going to, I was like, who is he, Santa? But like, I just was like, okay, so he knows when I'm going to struggle. He knows when I'm going to hurt.
Mhm.
He's like, be like Job. I'm like, first off,
Oh
okay,
no.
whatever. Like, suffer, you're going to suffer because God wants to test your faith.
Mhm.
Okay.
Could he? Yeah. Could he not?
But can I change my mind? If I have free will, if I have, like,
Mhm.
if he made us and he loved humans because he gave humans free will, but he knows exactly what we're going to do when we're going to do it, is that really free will?
Make it make sense. Yeah.
No
Oh,
one
that.
ever
Yeah.
gave me a straight answer. And I was
No, because I
like,
can't. Yeah.
and now I know the cognitive distance in that one is strong.
Massive. Yeah. Yeah, because that calls into other things into question too. Like, why am I praying for stuff if he already knows what's going to happen?
I figure it out
Yeah.
all for myself.
We weren't given a choice. That's the thing. I'm trying to think back. What did I ever choose? Was there anything that I was given a choice about? Honestly, I don't think there was.
Was there a choice? See, you were the golden child, so you
Yes.
did everything you were told. See, that's the difference
Yes.
between me and you. Um, I made choices for myself, but I
Mhm.
always did them in secret.
Ah, gotcha.
I
Hmm.
was pretty much learning. I learned how to live a double life very,
Yep.
very young.
Yeah.
And I was always felt very bad about it. I always felt guilty about it because it was one
Mhm.
of those. So yeah.
I started to do some of that in my later teen years, like 16, 17, 18. I really started to do some of that. But yeah, the guilt, that's where the guilt and shame really took hold. Cuz I'm like I want to do it, but I know I'm going to go to hell if I do. Cuz that was the consequences were massive. There were no small consequences. It was you do the thing, not even you. Wait, not even you do the thing. You think the thing, and you're gonna go to hell.
Hmm.
That's what I was taught. You have those thoughts. The flesh is weak. Yeah. So I don't remember honestly having a choice about anything.
I think for me, it's like when I did start making choices from like I stopped going to church when I was like 18, when I was like a senior in high school. I
Mm.
really did. I just said, I can make money on the weekends working my job versus going to church.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
so I did start, and then I started going back in college for a little bit because I had a friend of ours who's very fervent and very religious, and so I started going in college to like some of the college stuff, and then I was like, again, then I remembered this is why I don't do it, and I still tried. Like both my ex-fiancés in college were very religious, and so I
Hmm.
really did try often, but it just, I never felt, even when I was little, like I never felt like I was doing what I needed to do. Like I fit the role that they were trying to force me, that I was trying to force myself to fit into. Like
Hmm.
I don't want to be a fucking housewife. I don't want to have to be less than. Like I don't want to not have an opinion. I want to be able to say no.
Ooh. Yeah.
Um,
Church didn't like that.
Neither do these guys. Um, but yeah, the inability to say no, the inability, like that was taken away from me. I think that was the big thing
Hmm.
that was forced upon me. Especially as somebody who was as a younger child very, very opinionated, and I questioned everything, and it was literally beaten into me. It was one of those don't question, just obey. That was the biggest one. Just obey God, obey your parents, and stop being sinful and selfish.
Mine was God will tell you. It was God will let you know. God will give you a sign about what to do, the decisions. Why do I have a problem making decisions as an adult? Because all of my decisions were not my decisions. I was always waiting for a sign, waiting for someone else, waiting for God to give me that feeling of the right decision. I would hear the voice. I would know that it's the right decision. So I was always waiting for something for someone else to tell me what I was supposed to do.
Mine was, and it's still to this day, it's something I struggle with is somebody's going to be mad at me. If I make the wrong
Mm,
choice, if I make a choice
yeah.
for myself, then it's going to hurt. You're going to, if you don't follow God's will, you're going to hurt God. You're going to hurt your
Yes.
relationship with God. Everything's going to go
Yeah.
wrong. Everything's going to go bad. And that's what I thought. And that's what I still
Hmm.
think. That's where I struggle with decisions. It's not, I sort of know the decision I want to make.
Hmm.
I know the path I want to take. Right? But I can't, I struggle with following through on that because my brain is wired to go, who's going to get hurt by it?
Mm, yeah.
How is everybody who's going to be hurt by it, and how is it going
Who's
to affect the people involved?
Ooh. Your decisions were never your own. They were like a group.
Right. And it was never, and also it was never on, well, this is still the right decision for me. And I know it might hurt them, but I am not responsible for how other people feel about this decision. Yes, should I take that into consideration as a considerate person? Yes. But in the end, if it's the right decision for me, then I need to follow through on that. No. Because if it at all, because that whole hierarchy of Jesus, others, yourself,
Thinking that, yeah.
like
Yep.
first you have to make sure it's the right thing that God wants you to do. Then you have to make sure
Mhm.
that it is right for the others. And if it's right for others, then it has to be right for you. So I
Yes.
ended up making choices for others that I did not believe in, and I still to this day still think the same thing. It's a struggle for me.
Hmm.
I will sit on something that I know I know, but others are gonna be upset by it. So is that really the right choice if somebody else is gonna be upset by it?
Yeah, I can see that. That's a tough one. Yeah.
And fuck pure love weights or true love
Oh
weights.
God.
Fuck purity culture. Fuck
Oh
saving yourself.
That
Fuck
was.
fuck that. Fuck
Oh.
that. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck them. Fuck that whole movement. Fuck the movement now. Fuck the whole saving yourself for the one
True love
person.
waits.
The one person that God wants for you. Fuck all of
Yes.
that shit, because here's the reason I say fuck all of that shit, because
Hmm.
that was ingrained to us as children that we were one man, one woman. It was
Oh yeah.
never. And then once you found that person that you were supposed to be with, you obeyed them, and they were the one that God made for you, and no one else out there is made for you. No one else, and then billions of other people on the planet were made out for you, and we had our purity culture episode, but I'm going to go off on this, which led
Needs to be
to
said.
fucking attachment issues, which fucking
Yes.
led to learning
Oh.
which led to limerence, which is a
Yes.
intense attachment to somebody that you're not even you're not even really compatible with. It's just that fear of fucking abandonment. So then all of a sudden it led to me being involved with so many people that I didn't need to be involved with. Why? Because I was sexually attracted to them, and I maybe have made out with them or slept with them one time, and they showed me affection. So everything equaled a long-term commitment
Yes.
in my head, even though I was saying, sure, it's fine, it's whatever. It's like, so fuck purity culture, because then at the same time made me feel ashamed of my body, made me ashamed of all of the things and all of that. Like, fuck that, because like on top, like all the attachment issues I had on because of my trauma, that was one of the things that just like sent it over the edge, that just cemented it in my brain as they like me, they want to hang out with me, so they must want more than what is there. And I like instantaneously would have a whole future in my head with whatever random person, when it was just a casual attraction. Now that I'm learning, it's just attraction. And attraction doesn't necessarily equal a relationship or doesn't equal any of that shit. It's just attraction is an attraction. And you can be attracted to somebody and you can like being around that person without having to ever commit to that person. So fuck purity culture.
Yes, absolutely. That purity culture completely screwed up the way I view relationships and the way I view attachments, and the way it for me, it created connections where connections never should have existed.
Yes.
I had sex with the person. Well, that must mean, or we had sex, therefore I love them and they love me. It was me. It was assigning these qualities, these ideas and concepts to behaviors and to things that they never even existed. There was never a conversation of, hey, so what are we? What does this mean for us? There was never the conversation. There was the assumption, well, oh, we just had sex. That means they must be completely into me, or like this is a long-term thing, or oh my God, sex is for marriage. Therefore, since I had sex with them, we have to get married, or we have to be a long-term thing. And
Or
Mhm.
we had sex, or we're sort of doing the situationship thing before
Yeah.
it was called situationships or whatever,
Yeah.
when we were younger. And all you had to do was like, they just haven't realized it yet.
Yes.
They just
Yes.
haven't real like, because you were taught and God taught you,
Oh my
like
god.
God taught you that if you are having these feelings for something, He wouldn't put somebody in your path that you weren't meant to be with. So then all you had to do was just be patient and just prove how worthy you were. And then God would reveal it to them. So, and even when you,
Yes.
like for me, who's somebody who deconstructed at the age of 18, it was still one of those, okay. Like all I had to do was just wait. Just be
Mm-hmm.
patient. They'll figure out how great I am.
Ooh. Yeah. And it just that leads to all kinds of unhealthy behaviors. I remember getting it in my I remember getting in my head where I would see someone in the youth group, and I would be like, I know God wants me to be with that person. I know they're the person for me. God told me. Like the ability to subscribe God's will to something that I wanted, make that connection and be convinced that it was accurate was, yeah, that's a
Tell me how that's affected you in your later years, Sean.
shush. All right,
Oh,
we're
no,
talking
no, no,
about
no, 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 no. You don't want to go there?
no, yeah. That was a whole different topic that I didn't pick for today.
Okay, okay. We'll
Was
go
Yeah, that
past
could
this
be
one.
a topic.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
hmm The ability to subscribe God's will in my head and go, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I want to be. This person is meant to be. Um, they're gonna,
I
and
swap
some,
God for the universe. Facts.
yeah, yeah. You're right. Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. Like the twin flame stuff. I heard that was like one of the big, yeah, documentaries. I've watched a few documentaries. But yeah, you're right. That is it. That concept is common in that as well. It's that idea that someone else is destined for me, and I'm just gonna. And so I didn't ever do this, but there are some people that will even say that they will tell the person. I don't remember doing that. Did I ever do that? Did I? Oh God, I'm so sorry. I did do that. Oh God, I'm just gonna. We can. Where's the off button? Oh, it's okay. It's all right. Gonna need a minute. Dang it. Yeah, this.
That's the
Yeah.
funniest shit. I never did this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You probably shouldn't do. That's not a good idea. That's not something that you should never. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't think it, and then you definitely shouldn't say it.
Multiple times.
Well, oh God. Wait, where's the button? There's a button here somewhere. Hold on, let me find it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, there. Oh,
Uh-huh.
there it is. Hmm. Yeah,
Good.
that's how deep. Yeah, you deconstructed at 18. I deconstructed a few years ago. Yeah, I was deep in it. Yeah, it's these ideas, these things, these beliefs carried on for informed much of my life,
Well,
including
I mean, just
yeah.
because I left the church. Okay, let's make this very, very clear. Just
Mhm.
because I left the church and I didn't subscribe to Christianity for most of my adult life. I mean, if like I didn't really properly deconstruct until I started doing my trauma work. So, let's make this very clear. You left the church and then started deconstructing at the same time. You
Yes.
started deconstructing, then left the church, then you did. But me, I left the church and I was out of it. But then a lot of the mindset, a lot of the trauma, a lot of the coping mechanisms that was
Mhm.
developed in my time with the church, because again, I was in the church from when I was basically born to
Yeah.
18 years, and in the most malleable time of my existence. Um, I didn't start deconstructing until I started doing trauma work,
Gotcha.
and so understanding. Did I subscribe to a lot of that stuff anymore? No. Did I really sit down and in a healthy way go, okay, well, cause and effect? I didn't do that till much later. I just didn't go to church.
Hmm.
It's just like you can go to therapy and be in therapy for years and still not do the work.
Yeah.
Um,
It still had a big impact on your life.
yeah, yeah. Um, Purity culture. Like we talked about tattoos. I didn't get a tattoo until I was
Hmm.
40.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted a tattoo, but I was like always terrified. I was terrified. Oh, it's permanent. What if I change my mind? What if I like it's permanent? Um,
Yeah. That was definitely ingrained that was a big part of when we were growing up. The way the tattoos were perceived.
just like don't be an individual. Conform. You know, which is ironic, and the irony of it all is that we were taught and trained to conform to the Christian faith and whatever belief system that they had and the rules that went along with that. But the verse that they would always is, do not be of the world, do not conform to the world,
Hmm.
transform it.
Yes.
So to buck the world, be a soldier, to be a missionary, to bring the Lord's whatever to the world. So fight everyone else, but conform to us. Why does that sound like? Oh, like a motherfucking
It
gold.
does. Yes. The um weaponization. I don't think weaponization is the right word, but the militarization of our faith was huge. When I was growing up, it was big for me. Um, it was, you were a soldier of God. We had T-shirts, we had all the swag that was militarized religion, and that helped us create that us against them. That helped me. That was a very that's why I was so fervent in my youth about, if you're this, if you're that, if you're whatever, and that's, I was taught that was wrong. You're an evil person. You're a bad person, because I was taught to be a soldier. That was one thing. I was like, I never that was never a choice for me. That was how I was raised to believe and see myself, was a soldier of God.
And trigger warning for anyone like from like this is but when we were growing up,
Hmm.
especially when we were teenagers, young teens, was the Columbine happened. And
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
back when not only was it true love waits and that purity, that advent, like that fervent
Hmm.
purity culture, like type situation. But then it became, not only was it purity culture, but it was that martyr culture. And it was that, and like you said, it was being a soldier for God. And you, like, not only being a soldier for God, but being a soldier for God and being willing to lay down your life. And how traumatizing is that for kids who are just
Yeah.
like, I just want to goon to the hot guy in the movie and
Hmm.
fucking, go out on a Friday night and listen to fucking Backstreet Boys. I don't know. Like,
Whatever it is. Yeah, we were just wanting to be kids. We
yeah.
I don't feel like I wasn't allowed to be a kid, because all of these big decisions and big concepts at 13, 14, 15, we're not ready to have a conversation about martyrdom. And that was pushed. I remember that being, because they would get up and preach about, if you were that person, because there was a story that came out.
Which they
That's what
later found out was not true.
completely not true.
Completely not true, but okay,
The
whatever.
church
I mean,
made
I
something
am
up.
not
Yeah.
okay. I want to also make a disclaimer. It was a tragic thing that happened.
Yes.
It was an absolutely tragic thing that happened to
Yes.
them and their family. But later on, when it came out that the Christian nationalism took and sort of a little tidbit of information, because back then cell
Mhm.
phones weren't a thing,
Yeah.
and blew it up into she said yes, and
Mhm.
was talking about the shooter, asked her if she believed in God, and she said yes,
Mhm.
and he unalived her, and that was like a whole big thing. But later on, it came out with more research, and as years gone by, that actually isn't exactly what happened. They just
Mhm.
sensationalized it
Yeah.
for their own gains, and it worked.
Oh yeah, because that became an entire theme during our youth, was that if because they would constantly, I remember in youth group and in the church, they would, if you were that girl, if you were that person, would you be able to say that? Would you be?
No,
No.
no, and
but
I would also think, I
but
want to
what
say yes. I want to say yes, but I don't want to. I don't want to die.
but there was a coercion to that, because you didn't, if when asked that question, it wasn't like I could just go, I don't think I could do that. If anyone was on the fence, if anyone wasn't a fervent yes, then there was the, oh, well, what does that mean about your life? You must not love God enough. You must not, what's your relationship with God like? So there was the shame dumped on you if you were honestly, I don't know if I could do that.
You weren't Christian enough. You
We
weren't
were,
faithful enough.
yeah. This is what we grew up with. That's awful.
And I think it made the whole martyrdom thing, it made me able, it taught me how to be able to just let bad things happen to me. Because if bad things happen to me and I just believed in God and I kept quiet and I kept faithful and I kept things, it was yes, that was a terrible thing that happened to me, but maybe that was something that I had, and I was able to gaslight myself and convince myself that, saying, maybe I asked for it. Maybe this is a trial that I had to go through. Maybe this is what's going to make me stronger. No,
Mm.
I got SA'd. I got abused. I got, there's so many bad things that I just let happen to me. Yes, like you said, everything is part of God's plan. Because I was a martyr, I believed in God. I believed that bad things happen. And I have to be willing to face those bad things. And just be faithful and obedient.
Yeah.
Well, part of that is faith. And again, it's this whole thing is I was fucking, I was a fucking kid. We were fucking kids.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm and my kids, because I raised them the way that I did. And C. Riggs and I are very, very good about that. We are very adamant about, we're not going to push religion on you. We're not going to deny it to you. We're going to educate you, but we're not going to push it on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it is taught my kids a respect that they have autonomy in what they believe and what they think. They feel safe to talk to us, even if when Nora was maybe I'm thinking about being a Christian, and she was afraid to talk about it with me, but she brought it up anyway. And I said, baby, it's fine. I will respect you just because I don't practice. Teaching them respect for other religions, respect for
Mhm.
other faiths, giving them the autonomy, not just in their own body, which we never had. We
Mm-mm.
never had autonomy in our body. We never had autonomy in our own thoughts. We had a never an
Mhm.
autonomy in our own beliefs. We were told what to do with our bodies, what to do with exactly what to think, and exactly
Mhm.
what to believe.
Mhm. Absolutely.
But we weren't taught how to respect others in their own autonomy, in their own faith. And so, like,
Ooh.
looking back on it, we were taught to be assholes.
We were, and I learned that lesson, and I portrayed that lesson very much. I know. I remember I did.
Like, and my kids, again, like Nora, they asked if they wanted to pray for them to, and my kid could have gone, you know what? Sure, I don't really subscribe to it, but I'll do it anyway. She could have said that, but no,
Mhm.
she said, I respect that you want to do it, but I'm not
Mhm.
going to do that. She was able to make her own choice. I don't even think I could do that now as an adult.
Yeah.
I've been so ingrained to, oh, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, I don't believe it, but I'll just close my eyes and go, just go through the motions.
You stop mid bite. Okay. Yeah.
But we weren't taught. And so now, as an adult, we are now, and especially those adults that are in therapy and deconstructing and doing trauma fucking work, I'm like, I don't know where to go. Like again, I literally told my therapist, I don't even know how to handle feelings without I was like, I don't know how to handle feelings. I don't trust my feelings. I don't trust my thoughts. I don't trust my body. I don't trust anything. Like, I don't know what to do with it. It's just like, yeah, deconstructing is like, oh, yeah, like, it's like freeing anyone from a cult. So many people, why people fall back into going into cults and religions is because, like, you're not given without a good support system, you're not given the tools.
Yeah.
You just go back to what's comfortable. Just tell me what to do. That's
Yeah.
why you go from one bad relationship to another because that's just what's
Which is
normal.
familiar. Yeah. And it's easier to do that. Yeah. If you don't have leaving it, it's so difficult. If you don't have a support system, how do you do that? How do you start questioning when you're questioning and you're like, what do you do with it? So it's easier to just go along with it and give that up because you know it's a lot harder to do the other thing. It's a lot harder to question it and to deconstruct and move on because you lose so much of who you are. It feels like.
Oh, this one on the most of the adults who handed you this stuff were handed it to. That doesn't fix it. It just makes it a little less
Hmm.
personal.
That that's the generational aspect that it's so much it becomes like a part of who you are and who the family is and who the everything your life is. My life was wrapped up in it, and parents grew up in the church. Parents believe this, and the grandparents believe this, and then like so you're not just questioning an idea, you're questioning generations. That's intimidating. Yeah. And so it's like, and you're saying, well, they believed it and that's wrong and that's wrong and that's wrong. And it's the bar, the growing up in it, you being wrong is, you can't be wrong. That's what I grew up learning. I couldn't be wrong because if I'm wrong, what does that mean? If anyone, and that's the difficulty with questioning. That's what made it so hard to question. And so when I was around people who disagreed, even when they were respectful about the disagreement, I had to fervently argue my point, my case. I had to try to convince them because I couldn't be wrong.
Hmm.
Because if I was wrong, what else does that mean about my life? What else am I wrong about? And then what else is my parent wrong about? What else is my grandparents wrong about? What else? It becomes a huge. It's not just a small thing. It's massive, and that's hard to confront. It's hard to stand up against.
It's very much like Jenga.
Oh yeah.
You just pull like you pull that one block,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
then everything sort of starts come tumbling out.
Hmm.
And yeah, like I will never forget when we like it's very much when you're talking about generational, like, when we first had kids, both Searugs and I agreed we're not going to baptize him. I'm Baptist. He's Catholic. That's how we grew up.
Hmm.
Like, Catholics, they baptize babies, because that's they're just what they believe in, and Baptists believe and Protestants believe that the person must make the choice for
Hmm.
themselves. And it was a fight. It was a fight
Hmm.
with my in-laws, and luckily, like, the Searigs didn't give in, but it's like, well, what does it matter? If you don't believe it, just do it for them. Do it like this. No.
Oh, the arguments. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like,
Yeah.
no, we're not going to do that. We've made a choice. Well, what if they die? Like, you're already thinking our kid's going to die? Just like,
Yeah.
it's water. It's water. It's a sprinkling. It's a couple words. Like,
Hmm. But when you bucket, you're yeah, you're not just bucking one decision. You're not just bucking an idea. You are bucking the foundation of a belief system that is
yeah.
ingrained through generations and generations. That's hard.
I just, trying to figure out who you are when you have years of being told who you are, who you should be.
Hmm.
It doesn't just go away. Just because you leave the church or a cult or whatever it is, doesn't mean that the effects on that doesn't stick with you. And you don't even realize that you're doing it or acting that way. It's just like it isn't until you actually are actively trying to be aware of your actions and your behaviors and your thought patterns,
Hmm.
like, and then you have to challenge that.
Yeah. You have to you have to actively go, why do I believe this? It's being self-aware and recognizing the way you're responding to something. Because a lot of times it's not a conscious response. It's like your nervous system. It's like, ooh, okay, this is happening. Why? Why is this happening? What is this thought, this decision, this idea? Where did it come from?
Right.
Is this mine or is this someone else's?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's
But
just the scars, the trauma from it is just deep,
mm,
especially when you're younger. And like, your inner child doesn't know any better. And they feed it to you. It's this indoctrination, this slow thing. They feed
mhm,
it to you as a kid. God loved the little children.
yeah.
God loves children. God would do nothing to harm you. The God of
Hmm.
love. Your body was, God made, you were wonderfully and beautifully made. There is nothing wrong with you, except everything
Except,
is wrong with you.
yes,
Except we're all sinners. We're all born sinners.
yeah. but God loves you. He can fix you. God can fix you.
Right.
Yeah.
And you learn that the cognitive dissonance, you don't question it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
That's making my skin crawl. Yeah, it makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly how we were taught.
Yeah. And that we weren't taught that like as teenagers. We were taught that as little kids. We were
Children.
taught that in Sunday school as you were born a sinner, but God can save you. Like you're like, what? There's no ability to understand that beyond the whole I'm bad. Like it's easy to understand the I'm bad, and then I need someone to save me.
Hmm.
Yeah, those it starts very young, and it's so detrimental. It's,
And there's no way to know. Like you're not given tools
mm-mm.
when you're that young, and especially if your family's a church going family. That was just what you did. That is just how you were raised. It was just
Yeah,
you
yeah,
didn't question. And when you did question, you were shamed and ostracized and made you were put in your place.
yeah.
Don't get tattoos.
Mm-hmm. Don't don't get piercings for a guy. Don't get piercings. Ooh, get piercings. That say something about you.
Don't have short hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's even down to how you look. Don't have short
Oh yeah.
hair. For guys, don't have long hair.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Dress conservatively. Don't be in mixed company. Don't think
Yeah.
lustful
Oh,
thoughts.
don't look. Yeah. Don't. Yeah. The thought.
Don't
Your
believe in
thought.
science.
Yes. Exactly. Uh,
Have faith in all things. Have
things have.
faith.
Yeah.
How many times were you told that growing up?
All the time. All the
In
time.
all things, have faith.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just gotta faith.
It really should say in all things.
Just pretend.
Just ignore it.
Yeah.
In all
Yeah.
things, ignore anything except what we tell you to. That's what faith was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was. Yeah. Think. How do you feel thinking back to what life was like? Like, what's the
What do you mean?
so when I first started down that road of like this is deconstructing and looking at my past. I was just as judgmental about myself. Like I'm judgmental about being judgmental. And it was very, yeah. And so I was like, I can't believe I did that. I was a horrible person. But I was very judgmental of myself. And so I'm like, I'm having to learn this is what I believed at the time. This is what I did. It's trying to, I guess, looking at it as ooh, as I can still go, ooh, that wasn't good, without being judgmental.
I think for me, it's different because you
Mhm.
were more radicalized than I
Oh,
was.
yes, I would agree with that. Mhm.
Even
For many years.
even with the reboot, because you were still going to church. There was like so
Yes.
many times you were
Oh,
like
we had
you're
we
like
had
your mom. You would like go to a service and then share all this shit with me, and I'm like,
I yeah, I remember that.
okay,
Yeah,
Sean.
yep.
Okay. I don't believe in any of that, but okay. You do you. Um,
Yeah.
I look back on that time just in well, first off, there are a lot of gaps, a lot of trauma gaps.
Mhm.
Um, but I look back on that time in my life and I was at first a little judgmental of like, why didn't I see that? Why didn't I see that? But I think I approached it much differently because I looked at it from a parent point of view.
Mhm.
And I looked at it, um, and I thought I was just a kid. I was just a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference between me and you is you're not a parent. So like understanding as somebody, my kids don't know any better. My kids don't, when they were that young, even now, they're still in that time period of when I was very active in the church, and I didn't know any better. I was just told that that's what good people did. That is what I was told. And I wanted to be a good, I think any kid wants to be seen and heard and loved and cared for. Regardless, I mean, that's just what from my experience, that most kids just want to be heard and seen. And, that's all I wanted. So I was willing to do whatever was necessary to get the love and attention and the care and the safety. And I didn't do it because it was the big bad evil church. I did it, and I was so desperate, even as a child, for that acceptance, because I knew deep down there were things about me, being outspoken, being, having questioning thoughts about my sexuality, just being smarter than most people. Like I knew that there, being mixed race, let's not even get into that. But there's just things about me that were just so bad and wrong. So I was willing to do whatever I had to become lovable. So it isn't a judgment of, it's more of I look back on that part of my life and I feel a great deep sense of sadness. And just that yearning to tell my younger self, I don't blame you. You were just trying to be loved. You're just trying to be accepted. You're just trying to stop the pain. And that's was the thing. I was trying to stop the pain from my home life, from my school life, because I got teased a lot. Again, small fucking town and fucking south of, I was different. So I was looking to be accepted, and that was the way. That was the only way I had available at that point. And so, am I angry at the church? Am I angry at the shit that they did? Am I angry? Am I still healing and working on the damage that was done? Yes. But am I angry at myself when I look back on it, and I look back and think, have I ever been judgmental of that kid and that teenager? No. I think the biggest part of me is that sense of you were just doing everything you can to get what you needed. And the church was your only way to get what you needed.
Yep.
Did they use it as a weapon against me to try? Yeah. Was I still damaged by it? Yes. Was I still, every time I was damaged and reprimanded and shamed, did I try harder? Yes. But there's a reason I tried harder.
Yeah.
So I think faith can be a beautiful thing when done in a healthy way. I think faith gave me a sense, it grounded me. It did give me something to believe in. It gave me something to hold on to. It gave me a sense of purpose when I felt lost.
Yeah.
Was it the right direction? No, it's like a moth to a flame. Like if I head straight that way, I'm going to get fucking annihilated. Like, was it right? No, but on 11 protected, you just really start to believe you're not worth anything. And yeah. And that's where that's absolutely where it got to, Asta.
Mm-hmm.
where I was working and working and literally doing everything that they asked me. I did
Hmm.
everything that they asked of me and
Yeah.
more, and it still wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And then finally I said that again, as the black sheep and scapegoat, eventually you just go, fuck it. Fuck it. If they're still good, no matter how good I try to be or I'm good and I
Hmm.
follow their teachings and I believe the things and can spout off all the Bible verses and sing all the fucking songs and I can do all the things and the mission work and the teachings and the et cetera, and I can do all that stuff and I can go to all the goddamn protests because I did. And then still it wasn't good enough. It wasn't
Hmm.
enough. It was never enough. Eventually you just go, well, if it's not good enough, then fuck it. Then let's see what's on the other side. Was it any better? I don't know about that, but I mean, it still got shit that I had to go through, but they forced me to try to be a person. They forced you. I think they force
Hmm.
everyone,
Yeah.
and we fervently believed it.
We didn't know any better. We didn't have any point of reference. We didn't have anything. We were, my life was the church and the family. That was my entire life. So, like, I didn't really have friends outside of the church when I was younger. And so my entire world was the church. So, how was I to think any differently?
But
There was no one.
you didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know you were allowed to have a voice because you
Hmm.
were told not to have a voice.
Hmm. Yep.
You were told not to have a voice. You were told not to have your own thoughts. You were told not to give up of yourself. You were
Yeah.
told often as children, I don't know about you, Sean, but I was told often is to give up thyself and
Hmm.
surrender
Yes. Oh.
yourself, surrender your life to God and to the
Mhm.
church, and then nothing will go wrong as long as you're faithful.
The hymn, oh my god, the hymn "I Surrender All." Church loved that. They've sung that one all the time.
Oh, ours was onward Christian soldiers.
That one came up too. Yeah, but yeah,
But
but
yeah,
you're. Hmm.
I just gave up till someone pulled me up and sent me. Aw. Well, I'm so glad somebody didn't give up on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were kids.
Hmm.
We were shamed and we were told, and we still to this day, we still feel the shame of, I don't agree with you.
Hmm.
I don't believe the same things as you. We're told everything about ourselves is wrong, bad, and dirty.
Yes, I'm not good enough. That's one of my beliefs from then is I'm not good enough. I need someone else to love me in order to make me good enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we learned. That's what we're at. But we're adults now.
I am physically an adult.
That's what I meant. We are physically adults
Hmm.
dealing with the trauma of our
My
childhood.
bills say I'm an
I
adult.
feel. Oh God, yes.
My debt says I'm an adult.
Hmm. Uh,
By law,
by law,
yes.
yes,
Yep,
exactly.
exactly.
That's right. So,
What ifs? They
hmm.
say it's fine.
All right. You me to wrap us up?
Yeah, put a pretty little bow on it.
All right. So today is Sunday, which means tonight we have some Let's Build with Pep Pep. We have some Come Hang Out with Me, and we will build some Legos. Oops, that's the wrong button. We're going to build some Legos together. Let me see if I can put some stuff in the chats here. There we go. So if you want to come hang out with me while I build some Legos, I'm continuing to build the Game Boy. I finished the Enterprise last week. It is over my shoulder. It is not as pretty as I want lights on it, but anyway. So I built the Enterprise last week, and so I'm going to build the Game Boy this week. Finish building the Game Boy. Anyways, that's tonight at 6:30 Eastern on my channel, Dorian Zumbra. And then on Tuesday, we have 3 Bards and a Dragon. Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern on the team_AOA channel. So if you want to, that is our RPG podcast where we roll a d20 and let it ruin our lives. It is, there it is. I was hoping you were going to hit that. I was like, that's so pretty. Mine's like hiding in the dark. Yours is beautifully lit up.
Well, it was only because I had my Nuka Cola jar there, my Nuka Shine jar, and it's the same color. So I was like,
yeah,
it worked.
It looks pretty. It looks good. So yeah, Three Bars and a Dragon is on Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern on the team_AOA channel. So come hang out. It's a fantastic RPG podcast. I think you guys will really enjoy it. And then that brings us back to Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern for more Waking Up. And that is all of these schedule activities. You never know. Make sure you're following all of our channels because you never know when we are going to suddenly go live, pop up, and whether we're going to be talking or gaming or both or building Legos. You never know. So make sure you're following us so you can join us whenever we go live. All right, that's the week's activities. But wait, there's more. We have in 2 months. It is getting closer by the day. In 2 months, we have Con Carolina. So if you're going to be in the Charlotte area and want to come and hang out with us for Con Carolinas, you can do that. It is the last weekend in May. If you go to www.concarolinas, I don't know why I don't have a button for this.
I don't know either.
If you go to concarolinas.org, you can get your tickets. Tickets for a weekend pass. You can use Team AOA as the code. Come hang out with us. Come watch our panels. We have some terrific panels planned. We also have some absolutely amazing activities that you can participate in at the con. Come by our table. So I'm really excited about the con, about this year's con. It's going to be fantastic. I am very excited. Yes, I'm even more excited after seeing what you put together and have planned.
Conquests are great.
The conquests are fantastic. So so make sure if you're going to be in the area and want to come hang out with us, you can do that. And we're gonna stream. We'll pop up different times during the weekend, that last weekend in May. So if you're following our channels, we don't know which channel we're gonna go live on, so make sure you're following all of them just in case.
Yay!
You don't want to miss a thing. And that's it. I think I covered everything.
Well, I might be able to watch a stream if I'm not at TwitchCon. If I'm streaming to my Sean, I don't know why Team AOA doesn't have this. Like the video on demand, like why aren't we able to keep the VODs?
Because we're not affiliated. Twitch completely changed the amount of time that the VODs stay on.
Again?
Yes, it was a couple months ago. Yeah, they shortened it even further, and they also I found they had a loophole where if you made the entire episode a highlight, the highlights would stay and the full episodes would go. But I was making a highlight out of every episode, but then they changed that because apparently somebody found out there's a loophole. So now even highlights, everything. If you're not an affiliate, everything gets trashed after like a week. So. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll probably go live on my channel then because I am an affiliate, Nerd Mom Ace, instead of Team AOA. So if you, I am affiliated. So that's if we will stream from Nerd Mom Ace, which means it'll keep the stream. So if you happen to miss it, even if you're at TwitchCon, you can catch back up later. So that's usually what happens anyway. So we usually go live from my my phone and my stuff anyway. So yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, everybody come back tonight for Sean and Nev. So we'll see you.
Building some Game Boy and gaming.
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Did you really just high five over me?
No, we didn't.
Okay, we're live.
Hey.
Hello.
Last week,
You don't even do that well from the front seat.
Okay. The bear is coming with the cup and spoon.
That's a straight up PBR for the table.
Yeah.
I think it called.
She ain't judging us at all.
Did you really just high five over me? Right
No,
now?
we didn't. You can do
And
it
we're
again.
live.
Hey.
Hello.
Wait, last week,
You don't even do that well from the front seat.
Okay.
The bear's coming with the cup and spoon.
That's a straight up PBR for